We have 2 more series remaining here at the Arena World Championship, the first European day of the Cup 4 here in the summer season, and we have 2 elimination series at that, so those are my favorite series personally. As we say, Ruthless in the AWC, we love to eliminate teams left, right and center. We've already got rid of 2, and we've got 2 more to go before we get through to our Sunday's top 4 for Europe. And the next series is going to be Pinguins going up against Wildcard Gaming. So we're really kind of putting our newcomers to the test a little bit here, playing against the number 2 on overall points in the European season. I'm Healingstad, and I'm your host. We have Ben, Ruki, Supertees, and Zico on the desk for us. And Pinguins, you know, they surprised us a little bit in the first series. We were happy to see them doing well against the DHDK, and it was really fun to see them on that Assassination Rogue on Holy Death Knight, just because it's such a all-in, all-guns blazing composition.
Yeah, it's a composition where, you know, you're either going to win really fast or you're going to lose super fast as well. You know, the Paladin has that support to keep you aggressive, but if you can't get anything done with that momentum, then you're going to lose. So it's an interesting pick to see. I like these aggressive comps with a Holy Paladin, but DJ Alex only plays Holy Paladin, so I'm not sure if they're going to be able to deal with Wildcard.
Wait, what?
Yeah, correct? You guys really like the hashtag pin.
Yeah, you
Wildcard
said put a pin in it.
Rough day. Yeah, they've really put a pin in Looney.
You rigged it. You rigged the vote.
Yeah. I'm not taking any credit for rigging it. Wildcard
like
Gaming. This is really interesting, right? Because in North America, we've said that the Paladin, Mage, Rogue is very, very strong. We haven't really seen it yet in Europe, though, Zico.
Yeah, this is, you know, something that the Chalky Milkmen really have only been running here in Europe. So it's nice to see another team step in on it. And Matic, we saw him on the Rogue in the first series. He performed pretty well, but it is his ult. Let's see if he can perform again.
I mean, let's see what they can do. Interrupt on the Looney. Blizzo seems to be the primary target, at least initially. Marl pops the Icy Veins. He wants to have a nice defensive and offensive opener, making sure he can get out the polymorphs, securing a full polymorph on DJ Alec very early on. And now, yes, Dave, taking a little bit of damage. Temporal Shield gets traded out. That's actually the trinket from Looney as well. Are they going to be able to find the Ring of Frost? Unfortunately, it gets denied. Good Ward Banner by Blizzo, forcing Dave to really second guess using that Ring of Frost. They couldn't kill it off in time, and as a result, Looney's out of crowd control.
I was really hoping to see Penguins switch to Looney after getting his Gliders Medallion without Vendetta. Now they're a bit behind, having put Looney on stun diminishing return. It seems like they're just sold on the Warrior as the main focus point here. Polymorph secured, but Blizzo appears to be A-OK. Finally, the Kleptomania comes in, but they disrupt the chain. Looney can easily get Hots rolling again. Blizzo, though, is going to respect the Vendetta and use Die by the Sword. I think that's a wise move, as the damage can be quite high during that cooldown, but still, the chain continues. A Smoke Bomb dropped, another Dragon's Breath. I don't think there's any Polymorph diminishing returns, unfortunately, for a second. Dave is not going to find them. Instead, polymorphing Morrow and holding on, but getting Die by the Sword out, it doesn't exchange 1-for-1 with Vendetta. The next time Vendetta is available, Blizzo won't have that out.
I really like that a lot of these mages are now playing that Firestarter build to reset the cooldown on the Combustion. I think it just synergizes so well in this composition. Combustion trades out. Looney getting all in. Can they take him down through Barkskin? Kidney shot into the Hammer of Justice. Is he going to be able to survive? Dave, in the meantime, forced into his Cauterize. That's the ultimate sacrifice coming in from DJ Alec as well. Dave gets Cyclone. Good control from Looney. He managed to weather the storm, now pushing in, looking for crowd control, finds the full polymorph onto Alec. And then now it's Dave that's in trouble. Kidney shot coming in from Matic. He's trying to play a little bit defensive here. They've basically just given Morrow free reign of this game. It's just, he hasn't been tunneled down whatsoever in this matchup, and I feel like as a result, he's been able to get out so much control, a ton of damage, and really just doing a good job for his team.
I don't think they're playing the Rogue Mage Paladin nearly aggressively enough. I feel like they got the initial attack on Blizzo, but now they've abandoned him. They're actually going after Morrow. Morrow still has 2 ice blocks. I think that they had a good opportunity to switch to Looney that was missed. Hopefully here they can get an ice block at least from Morrow, but Temporal Shield looks like it's enough. Looks like it, and actually is. They're 2 different things, though. Looney's still in Polymorph for 1 more second. Does manage to Iron Bark, however, prior to Vendetta. So in this position, I would like to see Matic go for blind, get Looney's Gliders Medallion, and then switch to him. I feel like they could 100-0 him quite easily with the Avenging Wrath and Vendetta. Instead, they're going for Vendetta on Morrow. They do blind Looney, but using these at the same time means that Looney gets a value trinket. He removes crowd control and can easily heal through the most powerful cooldown from the Penguins. So I would have liked to have seen Matic split those up a tad bit. Mana is at least in their favor if they can stay alive long enough. Perhaps they can win purely off momentum.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see if they can. Now, kitty shot on Looney. Do they have the combustion? Unfortunately, they aren't able to find it. Barskin gets traded out, but that was not combustion. They might just kill Looney outright. Kitty shot, hammer of justice. Looney, how are you going to survive? Blizzo helping him out with the rallying cry. Looney barely holds on, but look at this. Looney's still not out of it yet. Combustion gets traded out. I don't know if I like that combustion. I mean, if he can keep Looney low, then good job. But if they had just waited for the stuns with the combustion, I have to say, yes, Dave, I just feel like that was a giant waste.
What if he had Vendetta? I mean, maybe he did the Vendetta at the same time to make Looney trinkets. That's the only thing that makes sense. Because Looney will trinket a blind when Vendetta is used and then try to kill him outside of it. That's the only thing logically in terms of strategy. But if they had Vendetta for that, Looney would have just died outright.
Yeah, but, I mean,
DJ Alex in trouble. Bash, actually, they're going to Cyclone him. I was wondering if they were just going to switch to him at this point. He actually doesn't have much to survive if they do. Penguins are, it looks like they're locked into just tunneling Looney now.
I mean, it's a good situation to be in. Looney and a hammer of justice outside of the kidney shot, and I can't help but feel like if Yestev had his combustion there, Looney would have just died. There was no Barskin, there was no trinket. Just a massive waste there for the Penguins. Unfortunately, mismanagement of offensive cooldowns. Polymorph now onto DJ Alec. Yes, Dave in a little bit of trouble. Good control. Looney manages to find the Cyclone. Keep in mind, there's no Cauterize, there's no Ice Block. And Wildcard Gaming, they managed to weather the storm. Penguins strategy, unfortunately not prevailing. Wildcard Gaming with just good defensive execution. Good kiting from Looney, and we're able to get to game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it started very slowly for Penguins, but they did start to kind of find some openings by essentially just running after Looney toward the second half of that game. Still, though, Wildcard Gaming looking good here. They did have control over the majority of that game, and despite a few close calls, able to pull through in game 1.
Yeah, they couldn't really find too much pressure on Tomorrow, so they decided to go after Looney. They had that one super close call on Looney, but unfortunately for the Penguins, Looney did survive that. And then, like you already mentioned, the combustion from Yes Dave wasn't ideal because it was, right after the swap had already happened. And then, when Looney actually was exposed in this kidney shot, that's going to happen very soon. They just didn't have the damage to actually take him down. So a little bit unfortunate execution there. This is the kidney shot right here. If Yes Dave actually had a bit more damage, I'm not sure actually if Looney would have survived here, but would have definitely been a lot closer if Yes Dave could have spammed out a couple of more pyroblasts there. However, he is playing the Firestarter build, so sometimes, you get a little bit trigger happy with that combustion. Definitely been there. And here, the Mage Druid synergy kind of shines through. Well, you guys haven't done a rotational combust like that before?
Oh, definitely.
It's what we do.
Magic Stack does them as well, but when I press combustion, I do more damage for some reason. I guess there's something.
There might be a problem.
There is a
We
problem.
can talk later.
That sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, that's probably a me problem, not a combustion problem. But it seems like for all these other mages, when they press combustion, they do more damage. So maybe, yes, Dave, if he'd saved that for the remaining setup, the stuns over onto Looney, they could have landed the kill. Either way, Penguins, they go to the smaller map now. They'll have that advantage. They've seen how the matchup plays up a little bit. You can bet that Wildcard Gaming has played against more Rogue Mage Paladins on the ladder than Yes Dave will have played against Warrior Mage Druid, so the experience should help them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously have a lot of experience in this matchup from what we just saw. I feel like maybe they should put more attention onto Morrow. I mean, I kind of talked about it, Morrow just as a free casting Frost Mage is going to put out a lot of damage. If you can spam out the Frost Bolts, generate Flurry procs, that's when you get to put out massive damage with those Flurry sort of shatter combos, as well as just you're getting Polymorphs out as much as you want in the matchup. If they just commit the kidney shot onto him consistently, all of a sudden Morrow's going to have a much more difficult time actually landing crowd control. The main problem is Frost Mages are really hard to take down, so for the Penguins, it seems like their main target in this matchup is going to be Looney. They just have to really execute their offensive cooldowns and when they're going to push and when they're going to try to make a move. They have to be basically perfect. Otherwise, it looks like Wildcard Gaming is going to be able to handle it.
Yeah, and Penguins actually going to make a small adaptation here. Matic coming in on the Windwalker. What do we think about this one?
Well, he mains Windwalker, so I was actually kind of wondering if they were going to go for this or not. It's a worse comp, obviously, but it's a comp that they're very comfortable with. GG Alex got rank 1 with this comp, playing with Yes Dave last season, so they have a lot of synergy with playing this comp, and it's a comfort pick for sure for Matic, so he's probably going to be able to do a little bit more on that Windwalker where he's comfortable compared to something like the Rogue where he kind of just has to follow Yes Dave's lead, and more often than not, it can be a bit tricky when you're a Rogue.
How would you feel about Arcane? If yesterday played Arcane.
Well, you know how I feel about Arcane.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, right? That's one of the buffs that happened in the last changes.
Arcane actually did receive a 6% damage buff, and you know, with some of these new essences, Arcane can definitely do some damage. Yes, he is one of the best Arcane mages too, so...
That's high praise.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, he is.
Talking Yes-Dave up a lot.
Well, he deserves it, you know. It's Yes-Dave. However, if we're going to be a completely technical, the Arcane Mage isn't that great with a Holy Paladin in my experience. I think that you need to stall out the game a little bit as Arcane, and you know, doing that with a Resto Druid is preferable.
Yeah, it's also worth noting with the Arcane Mages, like, let's take Volts, for example, right? In the tournaments, he does struggle a bit without some of this PvE gear. On the live server, he has the Harbinger trinket, he has the new Fishy trinket, and that'll be like 30% of his damage in those live games. But on the tournament server, players do not have access to these, so the Arcane Mages aren't quite as potent. That's why we do see more Fire and Frost in these tournaments. And it's great to see the might of Yes-Dave going against the might of Maro, two fantastic, mighty mages.
Let's see what Matic can get done on his Windwalker Monk. I feel like overall the Windwalker Monk isn't as good in this matchup, but like Zico kind of alluded to, it's going to be a comfort pick, and sometimes that comfort is what's really going to pay off. They're looking for an all-in on Looney. Can they find the leg sweep? They're getting denied every step of the way. Looney getting targeted down. Matic hasn't done anything yet, and Looney's already 50% health. Leg sweep comes in, diminishing return. Matic finally finding some pressure. Unfortunately, he just got smoked. Matic got completely denied in his opener. He got polymorphed again.
Matter.
He's still making an offensive push. I think Looney should be able to survive. He's got the Iron Bark rolling for the touch of death. Matic breaks out of the Nova, and maybe Matic can just stick on top of Looney in this matchup. I kind of doubt it, but we'll have to see what he can get done.
Looks like it's just Tunnel Looney this time around. Spearhand Strike still available to interrupt Cyclone on Looney. Matic finally controlled for a second. Yes-Dave under fire. DJ Alex struggling to recover. Yes-Dave is just going all out. This is the strategy that we saw from Penguins early on in the tournament. They're just an aggressive team. However, Wildcard Gaming is probably one of the best to stall a game. So can the newcomers, Penguins, penetrate through the defense of Wildcard Gaming? It's really where they get all their notoriety, is their ability to survive. So far, Matic is still developing decent damage on Looney. A bit disrespectful not making any trade right now in terms of cooldowns. I mean, it's just the Windwalker, no stuns. You don't really want to have to use a Barkskin in this position, but if he gets caught in a stun, it may not be enough later on. He does manage to avoid Matic, but he's actually kited back to where Yes-Dave is. So if Matic and DJ Alex get over there with a stun, Looney could be in a lot of trouble. Looks like he realizes that. He's trying to reposition. Caught in the leg sweep out of bear form. Could be devastating here. He trades Barkskin. More than fair trade as he was stunned out of form. Ooh, he got rooted on his wild charge. Bit unfortunate for Looney. He's going to be stuck in place, but even still, doesn't seem like he's struggling too much now at this point. The initial surprise from the Penguins has sort of faded away. It looks like DJ Alex's cooldowns have burned down significantly. No Blessed Protection, no Aura Mastery, no Glider's Medallion, into a Cyclone. Unfortunately, on diminishing return. Matic with the Transcendence Spearhand Strike right on top of Looney. Looney repositioning, looking for the wild charge back upstairs. Not going to be getting rooted on that, but gets Ring of Peace back down. Matic passing him back to himself, using Touch of Karma prematurely to get aggressive onto Looney. I'm not sure that was entirely necessary. Penguins are going all out, but they're leaving themselves open defensively with a lot of holes.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Maro's going to be able to get out a lot of crowd control. And I feel like it could be Matic that just easily falls. He's got no Touch of Karma. DJ Alex, he's in a Cyclone right now. What is Matic going to do? No Transcendence available. Gladiator Safeguard does proc, but that was at the back of DJ Alex using his Divine Shield as well as the Ultimate Sacrifice. Big swap here on Looney. He uses Barkskin, but keep in mind he still has his Trinket and his Iron Bark, so he's not actually that vulnerable in this situation. We're going to have to see at least 2 more setups, and the problem with the Windwalker Monk is your leg sweep is just such a long cooldown when you compare it to the kidney shot or the assassination rogue. I think it's triple the cooldown. So your potential to take down the healer is just so much less.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot less. Touch of Death activated as Penguins are mixing up their target. Going after Maro. Huge burst. Is he going to have to ice block? Big damage follows up. Looks like he's blinking back to Looney. Doesn't need to ice block. Ring of Peace from Matic. Passing Maro back to himself. It's always kind of creative watching the Ring of Peace usage, whether or not it's for protecting someone on your team or getting a target back into your face to deal huge amounts of damage, and Matic is using it very well aggressively in this position. Still hammering down on Morrow. No iron bar for 10 seconds. Double leg sweep. Beautifully done here from Matic, but Dave can't support. He's stunned up. DJ AWC in a Ring of Frost. A bit unfortunate that Matic's beautiful leg sweep is not going to be able to be capitalized on as his entire team is shut down simultaneously.
Yeah, Matic still trying to put out good pressure. Dave on the back foot just a little bit. Still has his cauterize, he still has his ice block. Full cyclone on DJ AWC. Dave all alone in this situation. Blizzo's all over him. Morrow channeling out the Ray of Frost. Dave, Gladiator safeguard procs with the Blazing Barrier. That's a massive shield that will keep him alive, but they shred through it. Good offense here by Wildcard Gaming. Dave, this could be his ice block. He's getting dangerously low. Blizzo connects. Dave forced in the ice block, and now there's really nothing left. There's no Divine Shield, there's no Trinket, there's no ice block, there's no nothing. They're looking to get aggressive now on to Morrow. Combustion trades out by Dave. Morrow with a Temporal Shield should easily be able to survive, and this game is looking good for Wildcard Gaming.
All right, they're in a solid position. I wonder if the Warrior Mage Druid is going to be more prevalent if it actually is successful in the Rogue Mage Paladin. Maybe this is something that even Cloud9 could run if they're still having problems. I mean, okay, but it did work in game 1, although I would say Penguins Rogue Mage Paladin was a little bit off. It was a little bit off, so maybe it's not the best. Wildcard Gaming are just trying to work with what they've got. Good crowd control on Looney. They need a little bit more, though, to get an ice block. They find a little bit more. They get the Gladiator's Medallion from him. Now there's opportunity. Unfortunately, Matic, he was a little bit quick to the trigger on that touch of death. It gets totally denied by Iron Bark. Now Morrow's heavily behind. DJ AWC polymorphed away. Matic's in a cycle, and that's going to be Gladiator's Medallion, Blessing of Sacrifice. DJ AWC has to make a big trade, but that stabilizes Dave entirely, allowing him to get a little more aggressive on Morrow. With this time that they can be aggressive, they need to be getting ice blocks. They're so close, just a little bit more, but Morrow's avoiding them. Polymorphing Matic on his rolls. DJ AWC feared on his connect with Avenging Wrath. And Morrow, oh, beautiful Frost Nova on the Tiger's Lust into the Ring of Frost. Morrow stalls that attack single-handedly.
Yeah, really nice control there by Morrow. Dave, once again, he's getting tunneled down. Blizzo just putting out tons of damage in this matchup, and it looks like he could just fall. He does. Blizzo just solos him out behind the pillar. Nothing he could really do. The control of Looney and Morrow in the matchup was just so high. DJ AWC, there was no breaks left for him. He got caught in an endless crowd control chain, and Wildcard Gaming is looking really good in this matchup.
Yeah, Wildcard Gaming dominant performance here. I think it's fair to say on Dalaran Suras. Yes, it was the comfort pick coming in from the Penguins. It was their map choice, but ultimately this game looked even tougher for them than the first.
Yeah, I think the Rogue is probably the play here, and just problem with Holy Paladin is that once you run into a mage, you are on a timer. You're going to get polymorphed. You're going to have to trinket, to deal with that pressure. Then you're going to use your bubble to, break out of some of these CCs. And then when you run out of these breakers, like we like to call them, like one that DJ AWC just used right there, trinketing that polymorph, activating his hand of sacrifice. Once you run out of those, you just get caught up in a really, really long CC chain. And when that happens, someone most likely will go down. So you have to win before you're in that point in the game. And, you're unfortunately at the mercy of your DPS players in some extent. If you can't land the CCs, if you can't land, everything that you need to do, then you're just going to die. And that's exactly what happened here. AWC caught up in a Ring of Frost, caught up in a Cyclone, into a Bash, and then Blizzo is just behind his pillar, using his sharpened blade to reduce the effectiveness of that Temporal Shield, and then just chops up the mage behind that pillar.
Yeah, very well played from Wildcard Gaming. They're looking hungry. They're looking like they want to get through to the European top 4. They will if they win one more game. We've still got Ziniaki to come. We've still got Drainer to come. There's a lot to stay tuned for here, but Wildcard Gaming are in the lead. They're looking like they're going through. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to hop straight into game here. Wildcard Gaming 2-0 up against the Penguins, looking to eliminate them and advance through to their own top 4 placement on Championship Sunday.
Well, when in doubt, Zug it out. Windwalker DK substituted in here on match point for the Penguins, known for their aggression. Let's see if they can get it done here in game 3.
No, I like that line. That was a good line.
When in doubt, Zug it out.
Zug it out.
Yeah, that was good. But the thing is, I mean, if I was making a composition to be good into Windwalker Death Knight, it would be the Warrior Frost Mage Druid. So I don't know if this is necessarily the best pick, but their backs are against the wall. The last 2 games didn't look too great. The Windwalker Death Knight on the small map will allow them high uptime, but I just feel like Morrow and Looney, with their synergy and Blizzo backing them up, should be able to stall out the game until they find a clear win condition.
All right, good damage here from Blizzo and Morrow. Blade Storm and Frozen Orb is going to be a huge amount of multi-target damage that DJ Alex has to heal through. Fortunately, he's changed over to the Restoration Druid, which is a good healer for that type of damage. Perhaps it can be enough for him to overcome the adversity here against Wildcard Gaming. Of course, Penguins are still sort of the newcomer roster in the tournament scene. They're fighting quite the veterans here with Wildcard Gaming. It would be quite an accomplishment if they could even take 1 game off of them. Perhaps they can with the Windwalker Death Knight, but I would say so far, not so good. Big sharpened blade, huge pressure on Matic, netting a touch of karma for Wildcard Gaming. Probably the most important defensive cooldown for the Windwalker Monk. Out of the way, 1 minute in.
Yeah, really good job by them. Morrow gets interrupted. What are they going to be able to get done? He drops out of Blizzard, still just kiting around. DJ Alex looking to reposition across the map, and we know DJ Alex for his Holy Paladin gameplay. I don't know how much experience he really has on the Restoration Druid. And we'll have to see what he can do. He needs to keep Matic alive. He's in a lot of trouble. There's no touch of karma. Blizzo and Morrow putting out massive pressure. Can he find a polymorph? Unfortunately, Morrow not able to. DJ Alex should be able to keep Matic alive, but there's just so much damage. He's looking to reverse the pressure with a full leg sweep onto Morrow, and he does manage to stabilize. Nicely done. Cyclone coming in from Looney. Anti-magic cell gets traded out by Arma. They're looking to get really aggressive on Morrow and try to get out that first ice block.
Yeah, good pressure from the Penguins. Despite being behind, they still continue to battle it out. Looking to get an ice block. They're so close. 5 seconds away from Iron Bark. They need a bit more damage to push through. 2 seconds away from it. Are they there? They cyclone Looney. This is a surprising amount of healing from Wildcard Gaming. Morrow holds on without needing to trade the ice block during that push. Mana even at this point between the teams. It's not good. You definitely want to be in a lead against the Mage in that regard. Morrow's still the main focus. Ice Barrier going to be absorbing a huge amount of damage there. Arma, Matic, and Frost Nova on the Apocalypse, so Morrow denies all the ghouls from connecting as well. Well timed there on his part. Now Frozen Orb available. Touch of Death at the same time. Damage traded back and forth from both teams. Arma the target, though, being caught off guard and disarmed. He cannot use Death Strike while disarmed. He's very low on health, but Iron Bark appears to be enough. Any Magic Shield definitely going to make it so. Blizzo marching forward, looking to try and close it out, but I don't think they've got enough damage to do it. Morrow's going to retreat away and avoid the Death Knight. Intimidating Shout. Blizzo looks like he wants to try and end it. Sharpened Blade. Blade Storm. Blizzo looks like he's getting a lot of uptime, and Blizzo is single-handedly killing Arma right now. Glider's Maledict's absorbing a huge amount of healing. Sharpened Blade's reducing it. DJ Alex in the Stormbolt. He doesn't want to trinket a 3-second crowd control when facing a Mage, but it's dangerous for him to sit through it. Blizzo now disarmed with the grapple weapon, trying to slow down some of the pressure. I've not seen this amount of momentum against a Death Knight in some time. Arma finally stable and looking to push forward.
He's not even that stable. He's 50% health in the middle. DJ Alex, there's going to be no Iron Bark. He actually gets locked out. And once again, Arma's just completely on the back foot. Blizzo with a nice grapple weapon is going to, or nice disarm. Arma's actually going to have to trinket out of that so we can get the Death Strikes rolling, but now that's no longer going to be available for the next Stormbolt. The next disarm from Blizzo is going to be devastating onto Arma. We're only 3.5 minutes into this game. DJ Alex has burned through half of his mana. Arma's been on the back foot the entire game, and this is just looking like such a one-sided matchup. Wildcard Gaming with complete control. Where's the opening for Penguins? Do they have to do an all-in on Looney, Sid?
I mean, they're playing Windwalker DK, of course.
Of course, right?
Why are they not targeting the healer already? I mean, they're honestly just wasting time. 4 minutes of not targeting the healer as Windwalker DK? Come on. They've got to. I don't care. They're on match point at this. Like, they've tried everything. It's not working. Try to kill Looney. I feel like that's their only option. It's a good map on hook point. He's not going to be able to really run away too far. He's just sitting down for a drink, chilling the Frozen Orb Blizzard, preventing them from moving over. Looney's now back at full mana, so if there was any time to target the healer, it's basically now. I think they can hear us. Incapacitated on Looney. Matic wanted to move over, but he got Frost Nova. Looney's trying to jump away, but gets gripped in. It's almost like they're listening to us, immediately targeting Looney. They get his Glider's Medallion and Barkskin immediately. They've already gotten more than they've gotten in the past 4 minutes and 10 seconds, so I would say that that's probably their only way to find victory.
They got Barkskin and they got Barkskin as well as the Gladiators medallion. So Wildcard Gaming, they're going to be very vulnerable. You're going to have to see really good peels coming in from Maro and Blizzo if they want to keep Looney alive. If he gets caught in a stun, there's really not too much he can do. DJ Alex has the bash. Looney getting low. Blizzo with a beautiful intimidating shout. Completely shuts down that kill attempt. Full polymorph on DJ Alex. Maddox going to be in some trouble. He's caught into a Stormbolt. He's got no trinket. Karma trades out, but now they can reverse the pressure onto Looney. Looney might just fall. He uses the Iron Bark. He's trying to kite away. Does manage to connect a regrowth on himself. Still trying to just kite away and cross the map. Maro just putting snares on all of the entire team of Penguins at this point. Looney running around the pillar. If Arma and Mata can connect, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, but Arma's actually on the back foot. Caught right now into a disarm. He trinkets out, wants to make sure he can get those death strikes rolling to keep himself alive, but Looney's still in a lot of trouble.
Looney in a lot of trouble here, but Arma equally so. 5 seconds away from Iron Bark. Blizzo chopping him up. Sharpened Blade in 2. It's going to be a big Sharpened Blade here from Blizzo, immediately pressing it on cooldown, but he's in Chains of Ice. He can't connect to Arma. Blizzard is dropped. Arma's actually switching targets to Blizzo. Pressure is much higher right now for Penguins. It seems to me like, why are you targeting the mage in almost any matchup? Just attack the healer and bounce between the melee. It seems like the most effective strategy from all of the teams so far in the tournament. They've at least gotten more cooldowns in 1:30 than they did in the past 4 minutes, and now with dampening, perhaps they can net a kill with the added healing reduction. Blizzo, grapple weapon by Matic. He looks a bit desperate. DJ Alec doesn't have much. Matic honestly doesn't either, but it looks like they just want to kill the healer. They're going to go all in with such limited defense.
Matic
on the Matic Fury. It's got to be over. Matic in a panic, trading diffuse magic. Looks like he's all right. Gladiator safeguard, absorbing all the hits. Looney still the target. Matic pushing forward despite being so far behind. That is the Windwalker Death Knight way. Just disregard everything going on in the game and target the healer. If they can keep it up a little bit longer, perhaps Looney falls.
I mean, we'll have to see. Looney has his trinket. He has Barkskin at this point. He's going to be feeling pretty healthy, and it's Arma that's on the back foot once again. DJ Alex, he manages to connect the Iron Bark. He does keep him alive. Now full leg sweep onto Looney. He's in bear form, though. It's going to make him durable. Touch of Death gets traded out. This is the all-in attempt from Penguins. What is Looney going to do? Barskin trades. He has the Iron Bark rolling up in around 5 seconds. That's going to be great for him to catch up. Fist of Fury comes in. Blizzo denies with a beautiful intimidating shout once again. The Arms Warrior just doing a really good job in this matchup. I really feel like if Looney can just hold on, if Maro and Blizzo can help him stay alive, then ultimately, I mean, surely Wildcard Gaming is going to be walking away with the victory.
Yeah, it's looking good overall. Looney's managed to weather the storm. He's maintained his mana at a healthy margin. Definitely a bit of a throwaway from the Penguins, but they're still the newcomers trying to take down probably one of the most veteran teams ever in World of Warcraft history. So certainly they are putting on a show as they try to keep their best efforts against the Titans. They make a swap tomorrow. Looney commits Iron Bark. I think it's going to be more than enough. Now Matic, you're in trouble. Fortifying Brew on 10%. At 20% dampening, your healer's interrupted, but he did activate Iron Bark prior. Yeah, I don't like this disarm on Matic. I feel like that would have been much better prioritized onto the Death Knight. You're not really getting any value of disarming a Windwalker. These Cyclones, though, are getting huge value by Looney. Stormbolt, double stun. Looney jumps over. Oh, gets gripped by Arma. Good disruption by Arma. Stopping the Cyclone was very important for Matic's survival in that position. But there's no defensive cooldowns left. If Blizzo just stays on target, Matic dies. He needs to try and kite and avoid pressure, but Blizzard is snaring him down a lot. He's not able to move. Transcendence roll, but he's not rolling line of sight. Blizzo leaps over. Big chop. Wildcard Gaming 3-0.
Yep, well, I think the famous lyrics go something along the lines of everyone deserves the chance to fly, but with the wing clips coming in from Blizzo, it's no reason, there's no doubt why Penguins cannot fly. Absolutely destroyed in that last game. Wildcard Gaming with a convincing 3-0 here. They will advance through to Sunday's top 4, Sunday's championship Sunday, of course, for the European region. Our 3rd out of 4 teams. We'll get our last one later, and there's no defying gravity here for the Windwalker Monk on the side of the poor old Penguins.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. So
Neither do I.
We're just going to go ahead and, take a look at the
I thought that was good.
Can we just...
I mean, that was poetic, but yeah.
Have you guys never watched Wicked?
No.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, fine.
So,
fine.
you know, Matic out of cooldowns here in this situation. DJ Alex getting counterspelled. I'm sorry, healing stat. I will look it up later, okay? This Cyclone here from Looney was beautiful, and he's been doing that the entirety of this game. And Stormbolt into another Cyclone attempt, but Arma quick to deny it. Unfortunately, not going to be enough. They're activating the Fuse Magic here, trying to take Maro down, but honestly, it just feels like Penguins, they just didn't have enough pressure here onto the Mage. I would have liked to see them go after someone like Blizzo, someone like Looney, just because Maro is so good at Frost Mage, and Frost Mage themselves are just so tanky. Unfortunately for Penguins, it wasn't enough this time around. They're going to be knocked out of the tournament, and sometimes all you can do is smile and wave, boys.
Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Yep.
Oh, was I
Very
the only
good.
one that didn't get the memo?
We discussed this. This was scripted. Oh, okay.
This was not scripted for the record.
Oh, not at all.
Exposed.
All right. Well, Sid scripted
You're a
or not
monster,
scripted.
Sid.
I think if you guys couldn't get my wicked joke, whatever. Let's get the bracket, guys. We got
Everyone
one more
watched
series.
Madagascar.
Yeah. Apparently Sid doesn't. Sid, do you watch anything? Let's
Sid didn't watch Game of Thrones.
Okay. Sid's watching the Arena World Championship. Here we have Wildcard Gaming advancing through the Championship Sunday. We have one more series today, and it is going to be an absolute banger. We're going to have Diabolos going up against Enlight. I cannot wait for this. We saw it last week. Enlight, they're doing a repeat of what they did last week. They were in the lower bracket. They made an absolute tear.